Hey guys, this is Matt Brunet, creator of Animation Lookback and AniMat Reviews, and it's time once again that we look into some big and beautiful updates on this update vlog. And this time, we actually got a lot of interesting updates that you might be pretty interested into, and some of which there are pretty much shoutouts that I know for a fact that there are some that might catch your interest, so stay tuned and just keep on listening. You'll find some interesting stuff in here. So the first thing that I want to discuss with you guys is going to be about the top 10 that I'm currently working on. As you may know, in the last update vlog, I have mentioned that I would be working on a new top 10 that would be released during the summer. And I just want to say right now that I'm actually really surprised that I actually finished working on the top 10 much earlier than I thought. It was not too long ago that I just finished up everything, and pretty much the entire top 10 in general should be ready and set to be up on YouTube. However, I have scheduled it that it won't be released, not recently, it's not going to be coming very soon or stuff like that. I have scheduled the top 10 to be released in July. Specifically, the release date will be somewhere around the release date of Secret Life of Pets. It could be on the day of that movie's release, or it could be the week after, but it's mostly somewhere around that. And like I previously stated, I didn't expect that I would finish making a top 10 much earlier than I expected. It's been a long time since I've done a top 10. The last time was for the top 10 controversial cartoons. So this is pretty much to say that, yeah, the release date is officially set for the top 10 to be in July. So just keep an eye out on that. And also, now that, considering that I am done with the top 10, what I need to do right now is mostly going to be just stuff that I'm currently working on as well, like mostly getting into reviews when I have to do them, whether it be like AniMat's classic reviews or AniMat's reviews with whichever animated film or special movie that is out in theaters. And I guess for now, whenever I do feel fully ready, I guess coming very soon, I will start production on Animation Lookback Looney Tunes, so keep your eyes out on that. And so with that said, there is another update that I want to discuss, because I'm sure there's a lot of people, well, okay, maybe not a lot of people considering the amount of views it gets, but there are some that are curious about it, and this is going to be regarding the Muppet vlog. If you guys haven't heard, not too long ago, ABC has announced that they are canceling the Muppets. Now, when I heard the news, I will say it right now that, yeah, I was a bit disappointed to hear it, but it wasn't all that surprising, considering that in terms of views and the ratings that it gets, it wasn't really as high as they would want, especially after they reboot it after episode 10, when they try to fix up some things, and admittedly, even I find that they did a better job with the later episodes than they did with the previous ones. Unfortunately, it didn't get the amount of views and the attention that it gets, but I will say that I know for a fact this will not be the end of the Muppets. Disney is not just gonna kill the Muppets right there. The popularity of Kermit and the gang will continue to thrive. But what does this mean for the Muppet vlog? Well, I'll say this right now that when the announcement was made, I have already changed the title and the, the thumbnail of the Season 1 review of the 2015 Muppet series. I pretty much changed that into the entire series review. But I will say right now that I did hear rumors, this is unconfirmed, but there are some rumors spreading around that apparently there could be a chance that the Muppet series might not actually die, but instead of going to ABC, they would just be posting Season 2 on Netflix. Now, again, these are just rumors, but it would be interesting to know, but I highly doubt it would happen, but I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. But for now, in the foreseeable future, I'm just going to be continuing doing the Muppet vlogs regarding the Muppet Show. As you guys have probably seen, probably the day before I released this video, I just started going into Season 2 of the Muppets, And basically, this is pretty much what you're gonna get. Like the schedule will still be going forward with as it is. Every week, I'm going to be doing 2 episodes of the Muppet Show, and once I'm done with the season, I'll also put up a bonus episode. Like when I did season 1 of the Muppet Show, I also discussed about the pitch reel, which surprisingly enough, a lot of people have mentioned that the version on the DVD that I have is actually a shorter version, and that there is an extended one, which is actually very interesting. And that part actually gave me a lot of joy, considering that there are still some people, not only do they watch the Muppet vlog and they watch the Muppet Show, but they also have an interest bringing in like discussions like this. It's actually really exciting and really fascinating, and you know, like, it does make me feel like the Muppet vlogs are absolutely worth it. So they are still going to continue, and starting with season 2, and hopefully I'll still get more episodes from it. And I don't mean the Muppet vlog, but I mean like the Muppet Show. So we'll just gotta have to see on that. Now, anyways, moving on now, that's pretty much it regarding like the real updates. Now, the rest is mostly going to be some shout-outs, but this is pretty much the biggest shout-out that I want to give out. For the first time ever, I've actually done a live crossover. Now, I have previously done some crossover videos before, but this is the first time that I've done a crossover with another reviewer, and I was actually with them, like physically present with them. And this is actually the Cartoon Palooza review of the 2011 Smurfs by Sony Pictures Animation. Now, beforehand, me and Joey, we had a bit of a running gag going around about like me being the Emperor Palpatine of Sony Pictures Animation, and we decided to like pretty much conclude that little feud by doing a review of the Smurfs. And I will tell you this right now, I had an amazing time. Joey, hands down, a fantastic guy. It was definitely great meeting him, showing him around downtown Montreal when he came in to visit. I had an absolute blast, not just making the episode, but also just meeting Joey in general. It was definitely amazing, and looking into the episode right now, it's short, it's sweet, it is fantastic. I absolutely love it, and I'm sure you guys absolutely will. And this is pretty much a huge request that I want you to do. So when this update vlog is done, I want you guys to go and check out the Cartoon Palooza review of the Smurfs. It is definitely a lot of fun. It is definitely awesome, and I'm sure you guys would like it. And I'm pretty sure you, like, considering how I am with Sony Pictures Animation, I'm sure a lot of you guys would like to know my thoughts on the Smurfs. So there is that right there. Now, another shout out that I do want to mention is actually regarding Filmbook. If you guys know, Filmbook is the website that I'm pretty much working on right now, and I do I pretty much go and report the news. I report movie news, and I also do a podcast called the Animation Podcast, which I'll get more into later. But there is another thing that I do for the website, and that is Blu-ray reviews, where they would send me Blu-rays, and I would go and review the Blu-rays. No, I'm not reviewing the movie again. I'm reviewing the Blu-ray itself. But yeah, I just want to mention that not only can you go and check them out on Filmbook, but also now you can go check them out on YouTube. So far, the 3 reviews that I have done for Filmbook in terms of Blu-rays, they are now officially up on YouTube on its own YouTube channel, and I'll put a link on the description box, or you can click where the video is. I don't know, like future me will put up the video, and you could go click on it to see like my Blu-ray reviews. But I've already done Blu-ray reviews. Like I previously stated, I've done Toy Story That Time Forgot as the first one, as a bit of a training ground. Then I did The Good Dinosaur. And then there was one that, that's another one that might really pique your interest. I reviewed the Blu-ray of Norm of the North. Yes, I was crazy enough to go back into it and also look into the bonus features. Okay, well, actually, bonus features that it actually has. So if you guys would like to check out some Blu-ray reviews that I have done, and there will, like, we have already set up to have more in the future, then all you have to do is go to subscribe to the reviews section of Filmbook, and you'll see some pretty interesting stuff that I will do in there. Alright, now, with that said, there is another thing from Filmbook that I have done that I would like to mention, and this is going to be regarding the Animation Podcast. Now, if you guys don't know what the Animation Podcast is, I might have previously stated about it, but the Animation Podcast is where I would take 5 bits of news that happened this week, all about animation, not just animated films, but it could be just about cartoons, it could be about animated series, like anything that revolves around animation, I would go and talk about it there, and I pretty much discuss about my thoughts and report the news as it goes on. I just want to mention that there are plenty of other services that you guys can go and check out. Now, pretty much Filmbook is on a big mission right now to take the Animation Podcast and to pretty much make it big. Like, their goal, essentially, with the Animation Podcast is basically to make it appear in the front page of iTunes or any other service that is available. So, this is pretty much to have a shout-out that if you guys want to go and listen to the Animation Podcast, then all you have to do is just, you could go follow it on iTunes, you could go follow it on Android, so you can go check it out there. I will put up the links down below if you guys want to know, if you guys want to hear my thoughts on the news of animation, and yeah, so basically, just look into the description down below, and you will find all the links to the possibilities of where you can find the Animation Podcast. Alright, so anyways, that is pretty much it with the updates for this vlog, and now it's time that we move on to the Q&A. Now, if you guys don't know about what the Q&A is all about, it is basically I answer 5 questions that you guys have sent me, whether it be through Facebook, Twitter, the YouTube comments, or anywhere that you would ask me an interesting question, and there could be a chance that I could go answer them here. And if you guys, if your question didn't get answered, well, better luck next time. You can always ask another one. Don't worry. There's no limits on how many questions you can ask, but not all at the same time. Just, like, don't make it, like, don't overblow me with, like, thousands of questions. So anyways, we are going to start things off, and hold on. Just want to properly do, hold on a sec. We will go and start things off from John Moriarty, and he asked, AniMat, you have a lot to talk about. Animation and animation studios. Have you tried doing your own animation? I have actually, and it's not easy. Like, I don't necessarily have the right tools to do it. I know that nowadays, if you want to do some animation, you would need, like, you would need a tablet with a screen to connect to your computer in order to do proper animation, and also you would need the right animation tools. However, like, nowadays, they do offer some for free. Like, there is a software called Toons that you can get, and it's the same kind of software that they use for the Studio Ghibli films. And what I have done, as I stated, I have previously done my own animation. In terms of hand-drawn stuff, like, I've only done the basics of the basics. I've only done a walk cycle, and I've done I've done a ball bounce. Like, that's pretty much it in hand-drawn stuff, but I have also done some stop-motion stuff that you guys have probably already seen. I've already worked on the hand, you may remember this thing at the beginning of Animation Look Back, the best of stop motion, where I have done some stop motion animation there, and, there's this one little gag that I've also done, where I pretty much shown a lot of stuff, on this table, they were just walking by. So, yeah, I have previously done my own animation. It's not really too complex, but maybe somewhere down the line in the future, I'll prominently show my animation skills, maybe. But we'll have to see on that. No promises, but anyways, we'll just have to wait and see on it. So, moving on to the next question, we will ask. Oh, wait, hold on a sec. Let me just redo that. And this one is going to be coming from Sudoku Brony, and he asked, "What do you think of the trailer for Sausage Party?" And honestly, when it comes to Sausage Party, you know, it does look like it has a lot of promise. The one thing that I will say about Sausage Party is that it looks very Adult Swim-ish. Like, it does have the Adult Swim humor, where it has the rated R, like, it has that R rating, not really because it has, like, the gore, or it has the sex and stuff like that, but it's mostly, it's going to have this Adult Swim humor, and of course, like, it has the language, but I will say that it's definitely funny. Like, that's the one thing I will say. Like, it definitely is hilarious, and, you know, like, it has this dark, twisted humor with, like, what happens to food when people just prepare them for fun, but, it does have a bit of its dark, twisted charm in a way. Like, in terms of, like, Adult Swim jokes, like, not everyone is going to like it, I'm pretty sure. And I will admit, like, the animation is a bit subpar, and not just, and I don't mean, like, Sony animation subpar, I mean, like, like, the quality is a bit, like, lowish, where the rendering didn't come out all that great. Like, it seems like the kind of quality you would expect from a direct-to-DVD film, but for the most part, the food characters, in terms of their design, they're all right. You know, there's nothing really wrong with them. But overall, this does look like a pretty interesting film, and I'm pretty, sorry, I don't know why, like, I can't get my words out, but yeah, I'm pretty interested to see how it comes out. I would say that I am pretty optimistic for it, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, let's move on to another question. And this is going to be from Alex Ramirez saying, "So AniMat, not sure if you have heard of this, but even though the Peanuts movie didn't do its best at the box office, Fox and Blue Sky are interested in making a sequel, which leads me to what I want to ask you your personal opinion about. If the Peanuts movie 2 ever happens, do you think it might be good despite how you feel about the Blue Sky Ice Age sequels?" Okay, well, I just want to start things off by saying that no, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Like, I'm sure there are discussions about it, but I think I've heard reports that they just want to keep the Peanuts movie as it is. They're not going to continue on. Like, if they're going to make more Peanuts movies, chances are they might just end up ruining it, like what they did with the Ice Age films. So, I say don't keep your hopes up for a Peanuts movie sequel. Like, just cherish what it, like, it's best to just keep it as it is, and I think that's mostly the right decision. But if there so happens to be a chance that there would be a sequel to the Peanuts movie, I don't know, maybe, because the thing is that you never know how it's going to come out. Like, yeah, sure, the Ice Age sequels nowadays, they kind of suck, but it doesn't mean that when they do a sequel, no matter what, it's going to be bad. Like, when Rio 2 came out, like, it was decent. Like, it was not as good as, like, it's definitely not as good as the first one, but, like, for what it is, how it came out, the writing is purely garbage, but the animation is very nice, and the songs are pretty, the songs are highly enjoyable, so it's kind of, like, it kind of makes up for it a little bit, so, it's okay. Like, it came out as a movie that's okay, but if it's still, if they do make a Peanuts movie sequel, it depends on what they want to do with it, so I don't know. Like, if they do make a Peanuts movie sequel, like, I'll be a bit optimistic about it, considering with what they did with the first one, which is actually great. But I don't know. Like, if they do, it'll highly depend on what they're going to do with the story. What is it going to be about? Like, what direction they want to go with. Well, honestly, I'm just going to say, like, if it happens, we'll just wait and see how that goes. Alright, so with that said, let's go and move on to the next question. And this is going to be coming from Benjamin O'Connor on Twitter. And he asks, Since you grew up on cartoons from the late 90s up to the early 2000s, were you mostly a Nick kid, a Disney kid, or a Cartoon Network kid? Alright, so I just want to say this right now, though, that considering that I'm from Canada, we did not have stuff like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or stuff like that. What we had was actually Teletoon and YTV, and also, like, for Disney shows, we had Families. So this is just a little heads up on that. However, I will say, back in the old days, we used to, like, I forgot, like, how we did it, but, well, like, we used to have DirecTV, and we managed to get into the American channels, and we did get stuff like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and stuff like that. But with that said, I would say that I was absolutely more of a Cartoon Network person. I was I was really into all the shows that they were coming out with on Cartoon Network. Especially, like, I even like the old stuff. Like, I remember I was a huge Hanna-Barbera person. Like, I would binge watch a lot of the Hanna-Barbera shows, rather they be like Scooby-Doo or Yogi Bear, or or any of the major crossover ones, like the Laugh Olympics or Wacky Races. Like, I highly enjoyed those. But, or like Scooby-Doo, yeah, like, oh, and also Flintstones. Like, I'll add that to it. And there was also, in terms of the recent shows at the time, I was definitely more into stuff like Dexter's Lab, Cow and Chicken, Johnny Bravo, I Am Weasel, I also do enjoy the Powerpuff Girls from time to time. Like, especially Ed, Edd and Eddy, like, that was certainly one of my top favorites. But yeah, I was really more into those shows. And, you know, like, they definitely were a huge part of my childhood. And I remember watching, I would have a great time with Cartoon Fridays. Like, that was the one thing that I was highly anticipated. I was highly excited for, is to see all the new episodes coming out during Cartoon Fridays. Like, you gotta go and pay attention to that. As for the Nickelodeon and Disney shows, like, I remember, like, I was watching some, but they don't really stick out as much as the other shows. And as for Nickelodeon, I don't really remember that much. Like, I guess I only really got into SpongeBob, but that's pretty much it. Oh, but also, like, in more recent years, technically there would be Avatar and Korra, but that's some of the more recent stuff that doesn't necessarily count with the with some of the stuff that they have in the retro days. But, like, I would enjoy a few things, like, not just SpongeBob, but also, like, Hey Arnold and, Rugrats especially. But, yeah, I would say, like, if I would have to be in a team, I would definitely go more into Cartoon Network. Alright, so with that said, we are going to have one more question, so let us make this one count. And this one is going to be coming from, what the fridge? JG Stars in Their Eyes. And this one asks, what do you think of the infamous Pixar theory about Pixar's films all existing in the same universe on one timeline created by John Negroni? Honestly, I just think it's stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but the whole Pixar theory thing, it's just dumb. And honestly, the reason why I say that is because of the end result. Like, what is this theory saying in a whole? Like, if you have to summarize it in just a few words. One that I do find that is cute is that, by connecting movies like Rapunzel, Frozen, The Little Mermaid, and Tarzan, they're pretty much saying that Anna and Elsa's long-lost brother is apparently Tarzan. Okay, that's fine, that's cute, that's harmless. But going around saying that, like, all the Pixar films say one big story that apparently, this is all big one apocalyptic story, it just sounds like a big, dumb conspiracy theory for no reason. And there's a massive flaw that comes with the Pixar theory, and that is that they want to go and, incorporate all the stories into one, but it's going to be near impossible to do that, considering that, like, you have to keep updating it from time to time, and it's soon going to tarnish the entire thing. Like, last time I've heard about it, it was probably up to Monsters University and how they were connecting so many things, and that how the witch from, the old witch from Brave is apparently Boo from Monsters, Inc. But there is a huge flaw. Like, the huge flaw with it is like, okay, so how do you gotta go incorporate Inside Out? How are you going to incorporate The Good Dinosaur? Or how are you going to incorporate Coco and like the upcoming films to come? Like, how are you going to do that? And there are some that they do leave out. Like, I don't really remember mentioning stuff like Finding Nemo. It's just, I feel like it's too complicated. It's too flawed for like just for no reason. So I'm really not much of a fan of the Pixar theory. It's just ridiculous. I'm just going to take the Pixar films individually. I'd rather do the normal thing and just enjoy the Pixar films as they are. I'm not going to make up some bullcrap that there's this huge apocalyptic story. It's just a dumb fan theory, and that's it. But anyways, that is pretty much going to be it for the Q&A, and that is pretty much going to be it for the vlog, for this vlog. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys would like to follow me on social media, I got my Facebook page on Animation Lookback, and I also have my Twitter at AniMat505. But also, if you guys would like to get some awesome rewards and you want to go and support me at the same time, then all you have to do is go to patreon.com/animat. And that's pretty much going to be it. So, once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and tune in for more great videos to come. And with all that said, until next time, see you later, dudes!